thing about what advice, the advice came from Tiana. The morning that Luther passed away, I was at the hospital, and I got a call with her. She told me on the way to the shop, so I had to go to the shop, we had clients that morning, so clients he passed away. She said, best friend, you gonna breathe again. And that's just it. Cause you just holding your breath. Like, you're literally holding your breath. You don't know what to do. You don't know what this look like. You don't know what tomorrow look like. You don't know what yesterday look like. Cause what's going on right now? And it's like, eventually you do, like, you know, you're able to sit in the grief and go with, like, but grief is a forever process. You don't just, you know, people like, ain't nothing getting better. You know, you just, these are my conditions.
For sure.
These are my conditions now. You can take grief and you can turn it into happiness, where you can be like, okay, this is the good things that I learned about this person, and I can embody these things, and I can carry these things, and I can give this to others. Or I can let that grief turn into bitterness and turn into anger. So then that becomes about what you decide to do with grief, because life happens to everybody. Sure. You know, some people you just don't know. You don't have to look like what you went through, and you ain't got to act like what you went through.
That's a fact.
So it's, you know, at this point, you just try to be a good individual. That's the reason of trying to be kind. Even on my worst days, I try to be kind, because I don't know what someone else's life looks like. Yeah. Because it's days that people didn't know what I was going through, and my day might have got just a little bit worse, just by somebody cutting me off in traffic, or this, that, and like, you know, it'd be the smallest little thing like that might push you over the edge. So it's like, if I can do the smallest little thing that'll keep you this close to not going over the edge, I'll do it for the most part.
Type shit.
Yeah, so.
I don't know, I'm sitting over here trying to give you a good answer. I mean, I know what I said to Eva, but it's like,
you gotta talk about it.
Oh, sorry. I'm sitting over here trying to figure out how to. This is such a sensitive topic for me. Maybe that's why I just completely toned down a little bit. As you can see, I'm wearing my grief. We're the triplets. These are my brothers. I don't. You know, some of the best advice I could give to a person who is grieving. Your grief is so much different, and my condolences, James, because it's nothing like a mother. Sure. I'm very sorry. She was always so sweet and nice to me. That lady was really, really so sweet. I think that trying to be grateful, and I know people say this, I do not want to sound redundant. Trying to be grateful for what you did have, for however long you had it, but the people you've lost will carry you through the loss. And I think that's the best way that I could advise that, you know, you had your mother 33 years. Mm-hmm. Some people don't get that. We got to find who lost their mother very early. And I know that sounds like, you know, I'm not comparing. Because it's like, what do you mean? You know, like, it's not the same for me, right?
That's what made me out, too. I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying, different people that lost their parents and lost loved ones and all that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy.
And I don't think that it's not heavy. Right. I think it's just the way people carry it. Facts. I was a wreck with both of my siblings dying. It was unexpected loss. I felt like it was so unfair. Like, you know, it was, a lot of the emotions for me were anger and sadness. I was watching a video the other day of a brother giving the best man speech. And his father sitting there crying, his brother sitting there crying. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, I've been cheated out of that. I had brothers who would have got the fuck up and said what needed to be said to make me cry. And it's been robbed. I've been robbed of it. So I don't even think it's the learning to be grateful for the time you had will carry you through. But you will be stuck on what you feel like you deserve to have still had. I deserved them boys. I did. I had them my whole life, and I was supposed to have them for the rest of my life. I'm their older sister. They were supposed to outlive me. And life didn't turn out that way for us. Or even like my son, stuff happened with him, and I'm thinking like I would have called my brother. and told him that, you know, even though his father is present,
Facts.
what you say, that disciplinarian, right?
Right.
That positive
The
reinforcement.
community, though.
The community. I know what he would have done. I know the way he would have been. His son was born 10 days after my daughter. He never even got to meet my brother. He deserved that. So it makes you like, oh, you know, like a little bit. But I got 24 amazing years with Eileen and 28 amazing years with Kareem.
For sure.
And I had a childhood that was beautiful with my siblings. I had fights and scuffles with my siblings. Eileen was the only nigga to put an Air Force One on my face. Boy, we fought for real. I mean, like,
And probably fought with him, too.
It was. I did. It was. I wouldn't be who I am without my siblings. I mean that wholeheartedly. And the only thing that I hate most is that we don't continue to make, that I gotta scroll so far back in my phone to post pictures of them because I ain't taking my phone. Shit like that really, you know, just, it's like heart-wrenching. And this is my testimony, but it's like, I can't imagine my mothers, my fathers, you know? So I learned to be grateful. I was just their sister, shit. You know, they had parents who lost them, you know, like, it be two sides to every coin. And like I said from the beginning, the best advice that I can give with grief so close to me was to be grateful for what I had when I had it. Because I had that shit. I did.
And be grateful for what you got that you right now. God damn it.
I had brothers. I hate that that's a statement I have to say, but I did. They were truly my brothers. My brother told this bitch, I seen this girl a couple of years after he died. That girl said, she kept looking at me. I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch? Why she keep staring at me? She said, you know who I am? I'm like, no. I'm trying to figure out why you keep looking at me. Eileen told me you was going to smack me when you see me. God, I don't even know who the fuck you are. You know, that's a part of having siblings. It's shit like that. It was shit like that. Like,
she was like, damn, she gonna smack me today?
Yes. Like, I'm like, I don't even know who you are. You know, like, but like, for him to be so confident enough to tell a bitch I ain't never seen before, like, yeah. And when you get over that one, she gonna get your ass, you know? And it's like, we loved each other so much that I have no other choice beyond the anger and the sadness and the fear of missing out on what I will not have. I have to be grateful for what I did have, because it's enough to carry me.
Yeah, I lost